Dear viewers, let's not waste time. Maharashtra is broke. Not struggling, broke. The treasury is bleeding. The state's debt is headed for an all-time high of rupees 9.32 lakh crore. That is rupees 82,000 per citizen. And in the middle of this financial mess, the government thought it was a great idea to blow rupees 4,800 crore. No checks, no verification, just blind distribution. Why? To win elections. Yes, we are talking about the Mukhyamantri माझी Ladki Bahin Yojana, a scheme pitched as financial help for women in need. But what it has turned into is one of the biggest, most embarrassing scams in Maharashtra's recent history. And the worst part, this wasn't some glitch in the system. It was a feature. It was meant to be misused. The fraud did not happen by accident. It was invited. This is not just a story of scamsters slipping through the cracks. This is a story of a government handing out blank checks without zero accountability. And now, it's the people of Maharashtra who are left to foot the bill. Hello, I am Tejas and you're watching Honest Take on Lokmat Times. In today's video, we break down how the Maharashtra government spent rupees 4,800 crore, your money, on fake or fraudulent beneficiaries of the Ladki Bahin scheme. And here is the kicker. Some of them were men. Yes, men cashing in on a scheme meant for financially vulnerable women. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and let's dive into the details of this story. The numbers are staggering. According to the Women and Child Development Department's audit, 26.34 lakh ineligible people got enrolled in this scheme. That's more than the population of Nagpur city. And what did they get? Rupees 1,500 per month. For how long? About 10 months. That adds up to rupees 4,800 crore in fraudulent payments. Let's break that down. 7,97,000 women enrolled as third members of their family despite the 2 women per family rule. This alone cost the state rupees 1,196 crore. 14,298 men literally registered as women and got money. Yes, you heard that right. Men gaming a woman-only scheme. They got away with rupees 21.44 crore. 1.62 lakh women from families owning 4-wheelers also got benefits. Never mind the income gap. 2,289 government employees conveniently forgot they weren't eligible. They still received payouts. You would think a scheme of this size would have checks and balances. Think again. It had loopholes wide enough to drive an SUV through it, which many of these poor beneficiaries probably did. Only after the election dust settled did Mahayuti ministers suddenly notice the fraud. Women and Child Development Minister Aditi Tatkare announced the suspension of payments to all 26.34 lakh ineligible names in June 2025. District collectors will now verify each case. Deputy CM Ajit Pawar made a tough-sounding statement. We will recover the money. If they don't cooperate, we will take action. But here is the thing. Where was this concern when your government rushed this scheme without verification? State finance officials had warned the government. They flagged the financial burden. They highlighted the absence of verification tools. Still, the cabinet gave the green light in June 2024. Why? Because elections were just months away. This was never about helping women. It was about buying goodwill. And now they are acting shocked about the consequences. The real damage isn't just rupees 4,800 crore. It is what that money could have done. Maharashtra's debt is now set to increase to rupees 9.32 lakh crore, up from rupees 7.1 lakh crore last year. That's a jump of over rupees 2 lakh crore in 12 months. The revenue deficit, rupees 45,891 crore. Fiscal deficit, rupees 1.36 lakh crore. Just the interest payments eat up rupees 65,000 crore every year. It begs an important question. Where is the money coming from for this scheme? What is getting cut to make space for this scheme? The state slashed the Ladki Bahin budget by rupees 10,000 crore this year. It promised rupees 2,100 per women but can't even sustain rupees 1,500. In order to continue with this scheme, Shiv Bhojan Thalis may be discontinued. Eggs were removed from the midday meals for school kids. Farm loan waivers are indefinitely delayed. Minister Hassan Mushrif himself said, "We promised farm loan waivers, but the Ladki Bahin scheme is eating up rupees 46,000 crore." When politicians start admitting their freebies are killing real governance, you know it's bad. The government is blaming technical loopholes, but here is what really happened. The online registration system had no biometric verification, no linking with Aadhaar or PAN for cross-checking, no integration with income tax databases, no cap on how many members per household could apply until crores were already spent, and absolutely zero coordination with other welfare schemes. In short, they wanted it to be easy, fast, loose. Why? Because speed is equal to more beneficiaries is equal to more voters. This is what happens when political expediency trumps governance. So what happens now? The government is scrambling. Benefits to all 26 lakh ineligible names are paused. Income tax data is now being used for cross-verification. DCM Ajit Pawar says recoveries will happen. Let's see how many crooks return the money willingly. But here is the kicker. This scam is not an exception, it's a symptom. Maharashtra's financial management is broken. 59% of debt is repayable in the next 7 years. That means over rupees 60,000 crore will go every year just to repay loans. Capital expenditure is down from 13% to 11%, meaning fewer roads, fewer schools and long-term assets. Borrowings this year alone, rupees 1.55 lakh crore, mostly from open market. What happens if the credit rating drop? If the state government hasn't been able to understand it yet, here is my honest take. Populism is expensive. Maharashtra can't afford it anymore. Rupees 4,800 crore? Gone, vested, stolen. This isn't just about fake names and fraudulent claims. It's about a political establishment that puts votes above verification and headlines above homework. In the end, who pays for all this? The honest taxpayer, the student without eggs in her school meal, the farmer still waiting for his loan to be waived, the elderly who can't afford their next hospital visit because the state slashed healthcare funds. Maharashtra can no longer afford governance by election manifestos. If the Mahayuti wants to prove it cares about governance, it must clean up this mess, recover every rupee, punish every scammer, and stop launching poorly planned welfare schemes just to win the next poll. This wasn't just a scheme, it was daylight robbery rubber stamped by the cabinet. And Maharashtra, she is left holding the empty purse now. That's all for now on Honest Take with me Tejas. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious and never stop asking tough questions.